This program contains adult language and situations which may be considered offensive to some viewers and/or children, but more likely their parents.
Alright, kiddies. Just got home from work. And, oh shit. I'm fucking pooped. Not in my pants, but I'm fucking tired. I want to talk about something here. Let's try to rationalize what's going on with court and all that. So, I've been getting some mixed messages from people. These chips are fucking awesome, by the way. These are Hawaiian chips. Wow, they're pretty good. They almost taste like they almost taste like Funyuns. So, hi gravy. So, I want to talk about this court thing going on. So I've been getting a lot of mixed messages regarding this court thing. And I got a couple people telling me, you know, it's pretty much 50-50 what I'm hearing. I got a couple people saying, well, all that's gonna happen is you're gonna go in there and they're gonna tell you, oh yeah, just keep going to fucking counseling. They're gonna ask you, are you going to counseling? Yeah. All right, keep going to counseling. You're free to go. I'm also hearing some talk that they're gonna fucking put me in jail for at least a year. Not even due to me not going to counseling, or I should say, not even due to me, you know, getting a couple different counselors and having like a 2-week hiatus or 2-week transition to another therapist after Dr. Nintendo. But because they're going to look at why Dr. Nintendo dropped me from his case, and they're going to determine that I was in violation of like a HIPAA thing. And I don't know. I don't really know if that's true or not. I mean, well, let's actually think about what happened here. Okay, so the reason that he dropped me was that he didn't like the fact that I recorded a phone call that was between me and him. Okay, and I played it on YouTube. Okay, he didn't like that. He felt that I broke an agreement between him and me and him. First off, I don't even remember making this agreement. I agreed that I wouldn't video record a counseling session. That's what I agreed to. I never agreed to not record phone calls, and I would never even agree to something like that anyway. Now, I'm gonna have to say this, because it is important. That is, hi, baby. When I record phone calls, okay, I've done it for a couple of years because I need to be able to, if I'm looking for a job or I'm looking for an apartment or whatever, and I'm out and about, okay, I don't always have something to write something down with. A pen. I don't always have paper on me. Okay? And I can't remember fucking phone numbers. I cannot remember phone numbers to save my fucking life. Okay? Not offhand. I can't remember fucking addresses either. So, with that said, if I'm out and about, I'm pretty much screwed. I'm not gonna always have a pen and a paper on me every minute of the day. So that's why I record phone calls, and it's an automatic thing. Okay. It's an automatic thing. So like, anytime I get a phone call or anytime I make a phone call, it auto records. Even if it's the most mundane, phone call, it records. If I'm calling, to check my food stamp balance, it records. So, if anybody ever says, oh, I don't want to be recorded, or I can't talk to you if, I'm being recorded, well then, tough fucking shit, Because that's what happens when people call me. Okay? Now, is that really what... Is that really what the big deal is around here? Now, here's the thing though. I don't think that this is going to be a big deal. And here's why, okay? A couple reasons, to be honest. Okay? Like I said, it's 100% legal for me to record a phone call that's between me and somebody else without having to get their consent, because New York State is a one-party consent state. Excuse me a second. Hold on. New York State is a one-party consent state. I don't have to give... Hold on. I don't have to give consent for anything, really. I don't. I don't have to get consent from anybody to record. Okay. It's not illegal. It's not illegal for me to do that. You know. Now, the thing is that sure, it's not illegal to do it, but it's one of those things that, well, if somebody doesn't want, you know, me to do it, they don't have to talk to me, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I have every right to record a phone call between me and somebody else, but that person, if I recorded a phone call between me and Dr. Nintendo, let's say, I recorded a phone call between me and Dr. Nintendo, I have every right to do that, but he also has the right to drop me. Okay. So, I don't think that is what's going to get me into trouble. Now, somebody was also saying I was breaking a HIPAA law or something by Luenco. And I don't think I was. Again, okay, I don't think I was. And I have two reasons why. One, a HIPAA law, even if you sit there and think that, like I thought first that HIPAA law only applies to the doctor. Okay. Which, even if that's not true, okay, how am I breaking HIPAA law? HIPAA law is supposed to protect your privacy. Okay? It's supposed to protect the patient's privacy. Now, if I want to sit there and break my own privacy, that's on me. Okay, now, I mean, why is it that, okay, would it really be illegal if, let's say, would it really be illegal if somebody with, like, cancer comes up to me and says, I got cancer? Okay. Well, wouldn't that be breaking a HIPAA law? Because, I don't know. Wouldn't that person that had cancer be breaking a HIPAA law? You're not supposed to discuss that. So, I mean, I don't really see how I'm breaking a HIPAA law here. Also, I never recorded a session. Okay, we were not talking about other patients of his. Okay, it was a phone call that occurred where I was asking just some basic fucking questions with him, and But that was about it. Like, you can't even tell anything from the phone call. Now, let's say the one day I get into the office there, and he's having a session with another client, and I put my phone to the wall like this because his office, like the waiting room, and then he has the door here. So pretend like the hallway is like his office. I put my phone up and I'm recording everything that they're saying, okay, through the wall. Then I go and play it on YouTube. That would be a violation of the HIPAA law or whatever. And it would be a violation of the New York State one-party consent state thing. Because they're not given consent. I'm recording a conversation between a client and Dr. Nintendo. Okay, that's the bottom line. I didn't get any of their consent. However, if I went in there and said, "Hey, can I get your consent to record this?" and one person says yes, then I can record it. So I don't really see how that's a violation of HIPAA either. Just simply, if I want to talk about my own case, I should be able to do that. That's what I'm saying. So it's like this. It's like you mean to tell me that under that logic, somebody that has cancer isn't allowed to say that they have cancer because it violates their own HIPAA privacy. I don't know. So I don't think I'm getting in trouble for that. Now, the other thing is that violation of HIPAA. Okay. If I'm correct, that is kind of a serious crime, isn't it? Okay. So if I somehow broke that HIPAA law, that's a serious crime. That's almost a felony, isn't it? I don't really know. But I'm pretty sure it's a serious crime. Now, Dr. Nintendo is Cheek to Waga. Dick Griffin is Cheek to Waga. Dick Griffin watches my YouTube. Detective Dick Griffin watches my YouTube. Okay. Now, he's already been here before after I got out because he found some lyrics that I wrote about the protected party where whatever. It was stupid. It's like, you can't write these lyrics. You can't record these songs, whatever. So, he's watching. Okay? He's watching. He said that he watches the videos. He says that he's a big fan of my videos, okay? And that Eric Katz guy, okay, somehow he knows Dick Griffin. He was that guy that was saying, he was a guy that I thought was a cop, but he really isn't. Okay, I thought, like, he was commenting on YouTube, and I was like, this guy's a fucking cop, isn't he? I don't know. But I actually met the guy, chance encounter, a couple times. And no, he is not a cop. But somehow he knows Dick Griffin. And there you go. And Eric Katz already confirmed that Dick Griffin watches my videos. In fact, not even Dick Griffin. There's a lot of law enforcement around here that's a fan of my videos. Okay. There's a lot of police officers, Buffalo, Cheektowaga, probably Tonawanda. They all watch my videos. They laugh at them. They're fans. I got cop fans, I guess. Okay. So I'm talking about this, but since Dr. Nintendo is Cheektowaga and so is Dick Griffin, he's watching the videos. And Dick Griffin's watching the videos, so if he doesn't think that what I did was a crime, he hasn't come for me. So it's like, okay. If that was a serious crime, then I should be arrested for it, right? Well, I haven't. So that's off the list. Now, I've also heard some rumors too that the real reason I'm being summoned back to court is because I don't talk about the woman that had me arrested. I don't really talk about her. I try to stay, away from her. Okay? Sometimes, like, if it has to come up, like, I've told the story about what happened, and that's fine. Okay. But I've told my opinion on it. Okay, I've showed kind of remorse about it. I felt that when I got out of jail, okay, I got home and I rewatched that video that got me in trouble. I watched it beginning to end. Okay. All fucking 2 hours of it, okay? I was fucking disgusted about it. I was disgusted at myself. I felt like I was out of control. Okay. I felt like I was out of control. Because, honestly, I do remember making the video, but just certain parts of it I do not remember. And it was pretty much just me blurting out shit, okay? Now, that's a problem, okay? I can't have that. Okay? I've also said on record that even though what I said was not a good thing to say, I still do have my opinions about what happened. Okay. I do have my opinions on her, let's put it lightly. Um, I still believe that she needs to be checked. Now, I'm going to say this too, that no amount of medication, no amount of jail time is ever going to change that. Okay? The only thing that's going to change is, you know, the only thing that's going to change is knowing that she was checked on. I don't care about the results, really. Just knowing that she was checked on. Okay? Just knowing that a professional went through and determined that there was no weird shit going on. That would I don't know if it would change my mind, but I think it would. I'd be like, okay, whatever. Now, somebody actually said on my comments that they were sending you back to court because you said that you wanted CPS to go to her house, and that she might feel threatened by that. Like, okay, I got a response to that. A couple of, actually. She feels threatened. Let's say she did feel threatened. Why would she feel threatened about it? That's what I want to know. Why would she feel threatened by me saying that? You know, unless my suspicions are true, she should just let CPS in the house. You know, my suspicions are true. She shouldn't really have anything to worry about. Okay? Now, mind you, it wasn't her that said that she was threatened by this. It was somebody else. Oh, I think she might be threatened by what you said, that you wanted CPS. No, I mean, Gravy, stop. Gravy, what are you doing? Gravy, what are you doing? She's like eating something. Gravy, what are you doing? Gravy. Now, I don't. Okay, so also the other thing is too is that even on the just like the HIPAA thing, I have there's Detective Griffin watches my shit. Other police officers watch my shit. Okay. And he's actually been to my house after I was out of jail because I posted lyrics on Facebook, graphic lyrics about her, where I just change like I change her name to something that just rhymes with her name. I can't even change a name to somebody that rhymes. Okay. So we know that he's watching my shit. Okay. We know that the girl's watching my shit. Okay? So, with that said, if Dick Griffin thinks that I'm violating the order of protection by harassing her some more, again, he can come over here and do something. You know what I'm saying? It's like it didn't stop him before when he found the lyrics. You know. So I don't think that's getting me in trouble. Okay. I think that, you know, as long as I'm not making like outrageous threats or anything like that, like I did before, I should be fine. Which I'm not making threats anymore. But, I mean, now, okay. What I actually think happened was I went to see Dr. Nintendo, okay? And I saw him for a couple months. He dropped me. Then he wrote a letter to court saying I wasn't in his service anymore. So that's why they want me back in. I really don't think he put why. Okay. Because that, I'm pretty sure that even that, saying why I'm out of his service, I think that would be a HIPAA violation as well. Even though he's telling the court this, I believe it would be a HIPAA violation. I mean, I think he just wrote something general like, yeah, he's no longer under my care as of this date. And leave it at that. Now, and if that's the case, that's fine. My lawyer already said that even if this was a court order, I'm still allowed to switch between therapists. I mean, you know, as long as I'm seeing somebody, you know, he doesn't think that's a big deal. So, I don't know. I'm just going to go in there on Wednesday. I'll let my lawyer do the talking. So I'm going to make sure that lawyer says that I'm working. I've been working. I've been staying out of the chick's hair. Been going to therapy. I even tell the lawyer that, tell the judge that on top of all that, I've been, you know, what do you call it? I've been volunteering my time. Like, where is it? That thing right there. I'm going to tell the judge, I'm going to have the lawyer tell the judge that. That right there, that race in progress thing, that was a volunteer thing where it was for Jimmy Griffin. I don't know if there's any relation to Detective Griffin, but Jimmy Griffin was an old mayor of Buffalo. and he died. He had Alzheimer's. Every single year, his family puts on was it the Jimmy Run? And that's that. They raise money to help, find a cure for Alzheimer's or whatever. So it's a positive thing, and I volunteer sometimes, and when I do that, I direct the traffic. So do I personally think I'm going to jail? I don't want to go to jail. I personally do not think that I'm going to jail. Okay? However, I know that I could be completely wrong about what's going on. And I'll be going to fucking jail. So I have to plan this out like I am going to jail. So I gotta, the day I have to go in, I gotta make up a list of people for calling. Make sure I got that. I gotta make sure I give my cat enough food and water. I'm gonna clean this house up completely this weekend. I'm probably gonna hit up the ATM and just fucking take out all the money in my account for my pay card and just have it as cash, so that if I do end up going to jail, they'll just put all that money on my commissary or something. I mean, and if I don't go to jail, well then, good for me. But I have to prepare myself, I mean, I really don't want to go, but, whatever. And, oh yeah, that's the other thing too. Somebody also said that I'm going to jail because I didn't comply with the therapist, like Dr. Nintendo or somebody else or whatever. Now, this one's a little tricky. Oh shit. This one is a little tricky, and here's why. Somebody said, well, you're not complying with what he says, which is up for debate, since what did I actually not comply with? You told me I couldn't record sessions, which I didn't. I asked him, he said no. So I had to respect that. I recorded a phone call, and that was it. There was nothing that he said I said. He never said I couldn't record a phone call. He actually knows that I record phone calls. I've talked about it before. So it's not like he didn't know that I record the phone calls. It's like I've talked about it numerous times in session, and I record phone calls. So he can't come back and say, well, I didn't know about that. He knew. And he knows that every time that phone goes on, when it makes a call or gets a call or whatever, he knows that I record, that it's going to record. So that's not like a big secret to him. Okay. Now, I don't know how I violated what he said, or what I didn't comply with what he said. I mean, okay, he didn't like me recording our phone call. That's fine. But when you think about it here, if that's the angle that they're gonna go with, okay, then you have to remember something too, that he said a lot of things that I should comply with. Like, one, he wanted me to stop talking to my parents. Okay, you go in front of a judge and say, yeah, he wanted me to stop talking to my parents as well. He thought they were a bad influence. Okay, you go in front of a judge, you're gonna be like, okay, whatever. Two, I had to get a girlfriend. That was part of his suggestion, that I get a girlfriend. Okay. 3. What was the other ones? I had to learn how to drive. So if you're going to go with that angle, and I had to move too, if you're going to go with that angle that I wasn't complying, well, then I'm just fucking screwed. Because I could, like, if I really wasn't complying, I would be in jail for, like, not getting a girlfriend, you know? Oh. I mean, he also said no underwear, and no this, no talking about Benderson or whatever. However, how would I know what to comply with? You know, do I ignore the girlfriend order, or is it okay to ignore, like, the underwear, but then it's worse to not it's I would have to comply with, you know, getting a new apartment or something. It's like, how the hell do I know that? People are saying, well, he can't have you arrested for not getting a girlfriend, but it's like, how the hell do I ignore one order and not the other? And how the fuck do I choose that? Okay, it's like when you see these religious kook jobs, and all they do is they quote the Bible, and they only say the good things. It's like, yeah, Jesus loves us, Jesus this, Jesus that, but they ignore everything else. They ignore the fact that, you know, God sent bears to kill these kids or whatever. That's part of the Bible. And you forget about stories like the story of Job. You know, it's like, are you gonna? It's like, I don't like hypocrisy. Like, you're gonna ignore, you know, the thing where it tells you can beat your wife, but then you're gonna sit there and say Jesus loves you. No. It's not like you could just pick and choose what to comply with. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I get confused about. Like, what's okay to just completely fucking ignore, and what's not okay to ignore, you know? Like, at this point, like, let's say he said, oh yeah, you gotta get a girlfriend. And then he's like, okay, you gotta take medication as well. Like, do I ignore the girlfriend and not ignore the medication? I mean, but then again, is it okay for me to ignore them? You know what I'm saying here? What kind of shit do like what? How do I know what to ignore and what not to ignore? And that's all I'm asking. I know my parents have their opinion, and that's why they're not welcome at the court date. I'm not letting them in. I don't want them there because I can't have them violating my Fifth Amendment right like they did before. And that's the other thing, going up in front of the judge and telling him I want him to see a therapist as part of his release was the worst thing my mother could have done. Because think about it here. Think about it. I was thinking about getting a therapist before I was arrested, okay? Now, my mom goes in front of the judge and says, I want him to see a therapist as a court order as part of his release. And what would happen if she didn't do that? Well, let's say it wasn't a court order for me to go to therapy and she didn't say anything. I would still go to therapy. Okay, I'd see let's say Dr. Nintendo. And let's say Dr. Nintendo drops me for whatever reason. He drops me, I have to go find someone else. It wouldn't even be that big of a deal. Just fucking find somebody. And no one will know about it. No, you know, it would be just, you wouldn't get anybody else involved, but no. Now the court is looking at me under a microscope, and now it's like I can't even have any privacy to my anything because the court has to be involved. You know, I just think it's ridiculous. Do you think that? I think that the judge would have still made it a court order to see therapy? I don't know. And I will say this, that if I could see my mom saying, well, he would have said it anyway. Okay, that's fine. So if you thought he was going to say it anyway, why the fuck did you even get up and say it yourself? This is the kind of shit that bothers me about my parents, and like the whole shadiness. Like, you think that he was gonna say it himself, so you went up there and said it yourself. I don't know, but it's a court order, and like every little fucking thing that goes on now has to go through the goddamn fucking courts. And I don't want them to go through. I don't want to fucking see court ever again. Okay? I don't want to see it. I think my mom wants me to be like all stressed out. I really do. The reason being is that it kind of like it justifies what she wants. It's that whole, you know, Munchausen syndrome thing. Oh, I told you it was crazy. I told you. Meanwhile, she's driving me up a fucking tree the entire time. And that's And that's why I, stressing out. It's like she creates a problem, and then she has the solution. She creates a problem, and that happens, and then she has a solution where she comes in and says, "Oh, we'll get you therapy, but we gotta get you the kind of therapy where they just fucking drug you to death." You know what I'm saying? It's like Lovejoy. It's like, I don't like this area, but you know what my parents will say? Well, maybe if you took your medication, you'll enjoy it. Like, how fucking ignorant. You know, my parents' idea of me getting the help that I need is just drugging me into oblivion, pretty much. It's all a thing to just shut me up, pretty much. Oh, my dad watches Hannah Montana shows. Oh, you're fucking crazy. You're schizophrenic. You know, maybe you need to go on that medication. You see how that works? It's like whenever I expose something that they're doing, it's always, oh, he's crazy, he's schizophrenic. He's that conspiracy nut. Meanwhile, my dad's still looking at underage girls on TV. Saying how he wants to have sex with them. I never said that kind of shit. Maybe if I was back in the day I would say that shit. Maybe if I was like 14 and I would make lewd comments to another 14-year-old girl. That's fine. Not fine, but that's somewhat normal. I mean, it may make you look like a douchebag, but you know what? At least it doesn't make you look like a fucking weirdo. He's just a dirty old man. But what am I gonna fucking do? He's like the old man that's in the nursing home, and he's like trying to get with all the fucking young nurses. Not really. Except for the nurses are like 14. I don't know what the fuck I just said, but I'm like just really fucking tired. But that's about it. So But I gotta clean my house.